Hello friends, how are you? I hope you all are doing good. So let's continue with our discussion on service costing that we have been doing. So before we start, subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon so that you get all the notifications, right? Because we'll be coming up with some more courses. And obviously, do share with all your friends. That is the most important thing that you people have to do, right? And do check the video description. Okay, so in the last lecture, we started with transport costing. We started our discussion with transport costing, right? That there is a transport company who wants to identify the cost of transporting either the passengers, or the goods, right? Depending upon the services being provided, because the transport company can be providing the service of transporting the passengers also, and they can be providing the services of transporting the goods also, right? So it depends upon the transport company. So they want to identify the cost per kilometer or cost per passenger kilometer. So we have seen the steps in the last lecture, steps involved in transport costing. The first step is identify the cost unit, that whether you want to follow the simple cost unit, that is you want to calculate the cost for per kilometer or per passenger, or you want to follow the composite cost unit, that is that you want to calculate the cost for per passenger kilometer, that is carrying one passenger over 1 kilometer, right? Or carrying 1 ton of goods over 1 kilometer. So after you have identified the cost unit, you will find out the value, the total units of that service, the value of that cost unit you will find out. For that, if you are following the simple cost unit, you will calculate only and only effective kilometers. Effective kilometers means what is the distance covered one way multiplied by the number of trips per day. In one day, how many trips of these kilometers you are carrying, right? And number of days you are operating in a month, and number of months you are operating in a year. Right, so this period is important to identify at the very beginning, that you are going to calculate for year, quarter, month or week. And as I told you, that the cost and the effective kilometer should be for the same period. If you are calculating the effective kilometers for a year, the cost should also be annually. The cost should also be for the year. It should not be monthly or quarterly. Okay. After that, if you are following the composite cost unit, then you will have to calculate effective kilometers. Along with that, you will have to calculate effective passenger kilometers, right? So effective kilometers multiplied by seating capacity. What is the total seating capacity and how much of out of that seating capacity is occupied? Occupancy rate. Because if you are calculating of carrying one passenger over 1 kilometer, that means you will have to consider this occupancy rate. You will not be calculating for the empty seats, because you are not carrying the passenger in that case, right? Then absolute ton kilometer, commercial ton kilometer, already discussed. Then you have to take the total cost. That is, total cost is divided into two parts. One is fixed cost and the another one is variable cost. Then it should be calculated of total divided by total units. That is fixed or standing charges per cost unit and the variable charges per cost unit, right? Per unit means per cost unit. So this is how the transport cost sheet looks like. Fixed or standing charges total and per cost unit, then variable charges total and per cost unit, and operating cost, right? This is all what we have discussed so far in the last lecture, right? I hope the steps are clear, because these steps are going to be followed in the practical problems also. Clear? Okay, let's start with the practical problems now. Question number 1 I gave you as homework also. I asked you to try just, right? We'll discuss now. In this lecture, we are going to discuss 3 practical problems. Question number 1, question number 3 and question number 4, right? In the next one, we will do question number 5, which is a very good question covering almost all the aspects, right? After that, we'll move on to the next type of costing, that is hotel costing. Okay, coming to question number 1. From the following information, calculate effective kilometers per annum, right? Per annum, that is yearly. Period is decided yearly. Effective kilometers you have to calculate. Then you have to calculate effective passenger kilometers per annum. Then you have to calculate the total fuel consumption, how much of the fuel will be consumed. I discussed something related to fuel also in the last lecture, right? That fuel is to be calculated Total fuel is to be calculated for effective kilometers and not for effective passenger kilometer, right? Because your passengers are not going to consume the fuel. Total cost of fuel and the cost of fuel per kilometer. He is asking cost of fuel per kilometer, not per passenger kilometer, right? He is saying per kilometer. Clear? So distance, one-way route, 40 kilometers, round trips per day. So I discussed about the round trips. 3, right? Days operated in a month, 25. Seating capacity is 50 passengers. Seating capacity occupied. What is the occupancy rate? It is 80%. Fuel consumption is 1 liter per 6 kilometers. For every 6 kilometers, we are consuming 1 liter and the rate is 15 rupees per liter. Right? Now, what about the round trips? Sir, if we talk about the round trips, he's saying these are the two locations, right? This is one round trip. He is going for 3 round trips, right? One way distance is how much? One way distance is 40 kilometers. This is one way distance, not for the one round trip. It is a one way distance, right? So if we talk about this one round trip, 80 kilometers, right? So in the last lecture also, I said one round trip is equal to 2 single trips. This is what we discussed, right? And if you have 3 round trips, that is equivalent to 2 multiplied by 3 is equal to 6 single trips, right? And one way distance means this one way distance 40 kilometers, this is for one single trip. One single trip. Clear? So from this information, you have to calculate the effective kilometers and you have to calculate effective passenger kilometers also. Total fuel, how much of the fuel will be consumed. For that consumption, what will be the total cost and the cost per kilometer. Let's see. What is effective kilometer? So distance covered. Distance covered one way, 40 kilometers given, multiplied by number of trips per day. Number of trips per day means for this distance, for 40 kilometers, how many trips, right? It will be single trips. How many? 6. 3 into 2. 3 round trips multiplied by 2 because one round trip is equal to 2 single trips. And number of days being operated in a month, that is 25, and number of months being operated is 12. And because, sir, why it is 12 we have taken? Because the question says that you have to calculate per annum. Right? So 72,000 effective kilometers. Now, what about effective passenger kilometer? Sir, effective kilometer 72,000. What is the total seating capacity? 50 passengers. How much out of that is occupied? 80%. Right? And you will calculate the effective passenger kilometers for the occupancy only. That is for 80%, right? So 50, that is the total seating capacity multiplied by 80%, that is occupancy rate. This 28,80,000 is my passenger kilometers, right? Now, what about the fuel consumption, sir? Fuel consumption. Now listen to fuel consumption. For the fuel consumption, it says in 6 kilometers, 1 liter of the fuel is consumed. Now, how many kilometers this vehicle will be traveling? How many kilometers this vehicle will be traveling? 72,000 or 28,80,000? This was the point that I discussed in the last lecture. That, sir, the fuel consumption will be calculated for these kilometers, for 72,000, not for 28,80,000. Because 28,80,000 includes your passenger also, and the passenger is not going to consume the fuel. So what we are trying to identify is for 72,000 kilometer, what will be the consumption? 1 divided by 6 multiplied by 72,000. That will give you 72,000 divided by 6. 12,000 of the liters of the fuel will be consumed, right? So be careful while calculating the fuel consumption. This is important. Here, you do not have to take passenger kilometers. You only have to take the distance being covered. The distance being covered, the traveling total is 72,000 kilometers, not 28,80,000, right? This is fuel consumption. Now, cost of fuel. Cost of fuel. The question says 15 rupees per liter. Now we have calculated the total liters, 12,000 liters. So cost of fuel will be fuel consumption multiplied by rate of fuel, 12,000 multiplied by 15, 1,80,000, and cost of fuel per kilometer, total cost 1,80,000 divided by kilometers covered, that is 72,000, 2.50 per kilometer. This is the cost, right? Because the fuel cost is irrespective of the passengers, whether you're carrying 50 passengers or you are carrying 40 passengers, right? Your fuel cost is not going to change. So fuel cost is dependent upon only the distance being covered, only and only on the effective kilometers. Clear? And be careful about the round trips and the single trips. The distance being covered one way is 40. One way means the distance being covered for one single trip. Right? So remember this thing. One way distance 40 kilometers. So this is one single trip. This is one single trip. Right? This combined is one round trip. Clear? So this was question number 1. I hope some of you must have tried this at home also, right? Those who are very sincere with your efforts, those must have tried this question number 1. Okay, question number 2 we have already done, right? That was absolute ton kilometer and commercial ton kilometer. We have already discussed in the last to last lecture. I gave as homework and I told you the answers also, right? In case you find any difficulty, please mail me at ksjteaching@gmail.com, right? All those who are having the books, all those who are buying the books, they can WhatsApp also, right? They will get the WhatsApp query support. Okay, coming to question number 3 now. Let's start with question number 3. From the following information, calculate the bus fare to be charged from each passenger Delhi to Agra, Delhi to Bhiwani, and Delhi to Chandigarh, right? So Delhi to Agra is 200 kilometers, Delhi to Bhiwani is 120 kilometers, and Delhi to Chandigarh is 250 kilometers, right? Effective passenger kilometer is 3,72,000. Great, sir. No need of any calculations. Everything is given to you, right? This distance is given that the respective distances are 200 kilometers, 120 and 250, and effective passenger kilometer is given. That means this first step is given to you. Second step, effective. And if the effective passenger kilometers are given, that means you are using the composite cost unit. This is also clear, sir. No issues. After that, total cost. Total cost is given, excluding conductor's commission at 15% and passenger tax at 5% of the total takings. This is total cost is 1,48,800. Now this total cost excludes this conductor commission and passenger tax, right? Now this conductor commission and passenger taxes 15 and 5% of the total takings. Now sir, this is important, that what do you mean by this total takings, right? Desired profit is 30% on the total takings. Desired profit is 30% on total takings. Okay, sir. So the point here is, sir, when we talk about the total takings, what is that total takings thing, right? It is given total takings. In simple words, if I tell you, total takings is nothing but the sales value, right? So that means if we talk about the conductor commission or the driver commission, whatever it is given, conductor commission and passenger tax. Conductor commission, it is 15% of sales value, right? And passenger tax, and passenger tax is given to you. What is passenger tax, sir? Passenger tax is 5% of sales value, right? Then profit is also given. The profit says profit is 30% of sales value, isn't it? 30% of sales value. But sir, the biggest problem in this question is that sales value is not given to you. Is sales value given to you somewhere? No, sir. Understood the problem in this question? The problem is that sales value is not given. Some of the values are to be calculated as a percentage of sales value, but where is the sales value? Sales value is missing. One thing we can say, listen to it very carefully now. What is sales value? If we talk about sales value, what is sales value, sir? Sales value is equal to total cost plus profit. Any doubts in this? Cost plus profit is equal to sales value. That is what we say, right? So sales value is total cost plus profit. Let's assume let sales value be X. In this case, let sales value be X. So I'll say X is equal to, what about the total cost? See, the question says total cost excluding this. 1,48,800 is one component of the cost, right? So I'll write 1,48,800, right? I'm talking about total cost. Plus, you will have to take the conductor commission, that is 15% of sales value, and passenger tax, that is 5% of sales value. So we can write 0.15x plus 0.05x. Any doubt? 15% of sales value is X. So 15% of X is 0.15x. Passenger tax 0.5 of the sales value, 5% of the sales value, so 0.05x. So this is total cost. This is my total cost only. Nothing about the profit. Sir, what about the profit then? Add profit, that is 0.30x. Now what is there? The whole equation is available in the X. Can you solve this equation and find out the value of X? That X will be your total takings, right? Here I total sales value, or I can say in this case, in case of transport, we call it as total takings, right? Total takings is equal to total cost plus profit. Let's see. Now, total cost excluding the commission and passenger tax, 1,48,800, right? Now, what is given? Calculation of total takings. Let the total takings be X. As I told you, total takings means the sales value. X is equal to total cost plus profit. X is equal to, what is total cost? 1,48,800 plus passenger tax plus conductor commission plus what is the profit? 0.30x. So from here, the value of X is 2,97,600, right? Now the conductor commission is 15% off, 2,97,600. Passenger tax is 5% off, 2,97,600. And profit is 30% off, 2,97,600. Any doubts, right? So total cost excluding the commission and tax, add passenger tax 5%, add conductor commission 15% of what we have calculated total takings. So total cost including everything, then profit 30%. So total takings is 2,97,600, right? Effective passenger kilometers are given to you 3,72,300, right? And taking per passenger kilometer, right? That is the value per passenger kilometer. This is, you have to recover from one passenger, carrying one passenger over 1 kilometer, right? Then fare to be charged, Delhi to Agra per passenger 200 kilometers multiplied by 0.80, carrying one passenger over 200 kilometers, right? This is carrying one passenger over 1 kilometer. So if you want to carry that one passenger over 200 kilometers, you will be charging 160 rupees from that passenger, right? So Delhi to Bhiwani, for carrying one passenger over 1 kilometer, you are charging 0.80. For carrying that passenger over 120 kilometers, you will be charging from that one passenger 96 rupees. Similarly, from Delhi to Chandigarh, it is 200 rupees. Clear? So these type of questions are very, very important. Now in the examination, you will get an extended part of this. Like in this question, effective passenger kilometers are given, right? But in the exam, you will get a question where you will have to first calculate the effective passenger kilometers also, right? Here the total cost 1,48,800 was given, but in the exam, you will be given the bifurcation of the cost, right? It is not necessary that you will be directly given the total cost 1,48,800. You will be given the different cost, right? That fixed cost, variable cost, different cost, driver salary, conductor salary, administrative cost, fuel cost, diesel cost, repairs and maintenance cost, all these things, right? You will be given in that way. This is the condensed form of a question, I can say, right? And why I have taken up this question to explain you that what is the meaning of total takings. This is the most important part here, because normally if we get a question from service costing, it is quite a possibility that you will get a question where this total takings part is covered like this, right? So make you understand that how this thing happens. Let's see question number 4 now. Coming to question number 4. A truck owner provides you the following information. Capacity of the truck is 10 tons, right? Distance covered each way is 50 kilometers. Number of round trips is equal to 2, right? Now what he's saying, if these are the two locations, one way it is 50 kilometers, right? Now this is a single trip. You are coming for a round trip, again 50 kilometers you are traveling, right? So 2 round trips means 4 single trips. This is equivalent to 4 single trips, right? Because 1 round trip is equal to 2 single trips. So 2 round trips is equal to 4 single. Number of days operated, 25 days in a month. The per month operating cost, this is not opening cost, it should be operating cost. This is operating cost of a truck is rupees 55,000 per month. On the outward trip, the freight is available to the extent of 90% capacity, and on return 20% of the capacity. That means, sir, this is the occupancy rate given. This 90% and 20%, this is the occupancy rate given, right? Now, in the last lecture, I told you, see the books at page 17.3. There is a note at the top that if in the outward journey and inward journey, the occupancy rate is different, then the effective ton kilometers will be calculated differently for outward journey and inward journey, right? So you are required to calculate ton kilometers per month, operating cost per ton kilometer, total operating cost is given, right? Per ton kilometer, this is your cost unit. Which cost unit it is? Simple or composite? It is a composite cost unit. Then the rate per ton kilometer per trip to be charged so as to earn a profit of 50% on the freight earned per outward trip and freight earned per inward trip. So these are the things that you need to calculate. So let's see. First we will calculate the ton kilometers per month, right? What is the capacity? What is the distance being covered? First, effective kilometers. The distance covered one way, 50 kilometers multiplied by number of single trips, that is 4, multiplied by number of days being operated in a month, 25, right? Okay, ton kilometers per month. Now, the period here, see the period here. See, the cost is given per month, right? That means when we are calculating the effective kilometers or effective ton kilometers, calculate it per month, right? So be careful of the period. The cost period and the effective kilometers or effective ton kilometers period should be same. There should not be any difference in that, right? So here we are calculating for per month. Be very careful, because this is one of the biggest mistake that students commit in the question of service costing. Effective kilometers they will calculate for year, right? Then whenever you have to take the cost they will take it for month or a quarter or semi-annually, whatever is given in the question. If they are giving 10 types of cost, some cost will be given per month, some will be given annually, some will be given quarterly. So you have to be particularly in this service costing, be very careful with the period. I'm focusing on this thing because this is a very big mistake that students have been committing. I've seen a lot of papers, right? So be very careful, guys. Do not commit such a mistake, right? And then afterwards, do not blame ICI or any institute that they're not giving the marks, right? So be very careful with these mistakes. Now the outward trip, 2 trips, right? 2 outward trips, because there are 4 single trips. 2 trips will be outward and 2 trips will be inward, right? Outward trip, 2 trips, 90% of the capacity being carried, right? Total capacity is 10 ton, 90% is in the outward journey as given in the question. 50 kilometers multiplied by 25 days, right? This is 50 kilometers, this is 25 days, right? This is your occupancy and this is trips. Similarly, inward trips, 2. Now here the occupancy will be 20% of 10. Only 20% of the weight is carried in the return journey or the inward journey, right? 50 kilometers multiplied by 25, so 5,000. Total ton kilometer is 27,500. Clear? This is effective ton kilometer, composite unit, right? Effective ton kilometer. If you want to break it, as we have been doing, first calculate effective kilometers, then calculate the effective ton kilometers. You can do it that ways also, right? You can do it that ways also, nothing to worry about it. Okay. Then operating cost per ton kilometer, operating cost is given, divided by ton kilometer, rupees 2 per ton kilometer. No issues, right? Now rate per ton, operating cost per ton is 2 as we have calculated here, plus the profit per ton. Now see, profit is given 50% on the freight. What is your freight? Freight is your sales value. Now this means 50% freight means the freight that you will be charging from the customer. If the amount that you will be charging from the customer, obviously you will add the profit in that. Cost plus profit is equal to total freight that you will be charging, right? So if it is 50% of sales value, then it is equivalent to 100% of cost, right? This concept we have discussed many times. Let's say the sales value is 100 rupees, right? What is your profit then? Profit is 50%, that is 50. So what is your cost? Cost is 50. Now what is the percentage of profit to cost? Percentage of profit to cost, that is 50 divided by 50 multiplied by 100, that is 100% of cost, right? We have discussed many times this concept. Clear? So this is what is done here. 100% of the cost. What is cost? 2 rupees, 100% of that, 2 rupees profit. Total rate per ton kilometer is rupees 4. So what is the freight earned on the outward journey? 90% of 10 tons is being carried over 50 kilometers multiplied by 4 per ton kilometer, right? How many tons are being carried over how many kilometers? 50 kilometers, right? No issues. But how many tons are being carried? In the outward journey, only 90% of this total capacity is being carried. So 1800 is the freight of the outward journey, and in the inward journey, only 20% is being carried, multiplied by 50 kilometers by 400 rupees. Right? So this is how the questions will be asked in the examination. The questions will be elaborative also. Now this question number 5 is very extensive question, right, where we'll be covering all the types of cost also, where we'll be calculating the effective kilometers, passenger kilometers, everything we are going to calculate, right? Total takings we'll be calculating, everything we are going to calculate in this question. This is quite a comprehensive question, question number 5, which we are going to discuss in the next lecture, with which our transport costing will be complete, right? So what you people have to do is you have to practice the questions from the ICI study mat also, or whichever institute study mat you are doing. For CMA students, you can follow your CMA institute material. For the CA students, you can follow your ICI study mat, right? And practice the questions of the transport costing, because in the next lecture we are going to complete this. After this we'll move on to the hotel costing, right? So practice, guys, that is the most important thing. Okay, so see you guys in the next lecture. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, keep studying, keep sharing. Thank you so much.